Right, the second lot of photographs I'm going to make a video of so that I can share them with people. Triple print. This is Silverstone 1992 Formula 3 race I went to. So here we go. And I remember when I first got here, I went to Copse Corner and somebody called Kostas Lazarakis spun his F3 car right into the barrier right in front of me. There was also a Formula Ford race that was one of the support events. I seem to remember people on the back of a car, perhaps the winners of a race. I'm at Copse Corner in case you're wondering where I am, so the pits would be there. This is Copse Corner leading towards Beckett's and the Hangar Straight, etc. And you can see people are topless, so it was, I remember it was a really hot day. Really hot. Not sure exactly of the date, but probably my guess would be it would be about May, maybe June, July, something around there. So next picture, that looks like an F3 car to me. Possibly just come out of the pits because the pit lane comes out around about there. The picture quality is, I'm afraid, not very good. I didn't have a brilliant camera back then. There's a better picture of Copse from this angle, wherever I was, I think, as they come round. This was the old start-finish straight at Silverstone before they did that weird roof in build and extended the circuit. But so these are the F3 cars coming round Copse Corner. Again, I think this is the race I went to where somebody jumped the start and it looked like they had like about a 20-second lead over everybody for the entire race. One guy jumped the start and obviously he was disqualified towards the end of the race or had a penalty, so but the whole race this guy just looked like he was thrashing everybody. He moved before the green lights came on, and quite embarrassing for him. So one of the cars, obviously the red and white, there were some cars sponsored by Marlboro, the tobacco company. Back in 1992 they sponsored lower drivers coming through. That car there, can I see any detail? What was that sponsor there? Ugh. No, I can't get it in any more focus than that. You might just be able to make that out. Green with white writing. Another couple of cars here. Sorry about the picture quality, folks, but that's the camera I had at the time. It wasn't expensive. It was probably only about a 30 quid camera, to be perfectly honest. It was nothing special. All I had at the time. That's possibly, there was one car, possibly, there's that the Dashcams livery, Dashcams oil, kind of a bluish car with a yellow stripe. That's possibly the Dashcams car. And that, I don't know, from my memory, it kind of, was it digital or something was written on that? Green with white writing, possibly. Anyway, if you want to really know, you can look up who drove in British Formula 3 Championship 1992, and you'll be able to find better pictures than this, I'm sure. Orange crash helmet, white cars again. Don't know who that is. Anyway, stinking hot day. And I think I stayed at Copse Corner for most of the races. I do remember there was a Formula 3 race, as I said, and there was also Formula Ford 1600 race when they had the 1600 sized engines back then. That same car again. Yeah, you can see the pictures are almost... Obviously the cars are racing, so they're going at speed, and I'm trying to catch them on a cheapish camera. Best I could do, I'm afraid, folks. Anyway, another one. And that's obviously, you've got marshals parked there ready to come and zoom out if somebody has a crash or an accident. So that's one of the Marlboro sponsored cars. What have we got here? Aha, I might be able to make out that one. Rationale, I remember that was kitchen. Rationale, the kitchen, some kitchen company was sponsoring this guy. Could it have been Warren Hughes, the Formula 3 driver? Again, please remember, I'm trying to remember something that happened in 1992. But I've got a weird feeling that was Warren Hughes was the driver of that one with the Rationale sponsorship. Yeah, I can see. Blurry. Sorry about that, folks. I'm trying to think who jumped the start. I think it was Gilles de Ferran's teammate And he was in the Stewart team, as in Jackie Stewart had a team run by his son, Paul Stewart. You can see, I mean, there were crowds of people where I was in Copse Corner. You can see the skid marks there of someone that spun. That's probably that Costas Lazarakis bloke I told you. He spun and he went right in front of where I was at the barriers here. And that was before the race, so maybe that was a warm-up lap or maybe practice. So there were spectators there, but obviously it doesn't look particularly packed, does it? But there was a lot of people. I do remember that. And around Copse Corner, obviously it was a stinking hot day, so people were sunbathing around near me. A few more photos and I'll be through this set. Again, sorry for the picture quality, it's nothing amazing, but I thought I might as well just share what I did get way back in the day. Yeah, you really can't make out much from these. There you go. And again, coming through Copse Corner, which would be the first corner at Silverstone. Same circuit they used for the British Grand Prix. And Formula 3 cars, they sound pretty good. They're pretty quick cars. And I seem to remember back in about 1992, they had about 170 brake horsepower, I think it was. Going up towards 200 brake horsepower, somewhere around 170 to 200 brake horsepower would be what I think it was off the top of my head. And they used to cost them back then, you needed about £250,000 a year sponsorship to do 1 year of racing in Formula 3 back then. That was to do about 16 races in the British Formula 3 Championship. So 250 grand budget for these young drivers, and most of the drivers doing Formula 3 back then were about 20 years old. So a lot of money to find. Don't remember that one. Reddish bit on the wing, orange crash helmet. Couple of cars there. That could be the winner. Look, he's got his hand up. Quick Fit. I think that was Gilles de Ferran, as I said. And was there possibly someone called Marcel Albers? Didn't he die in a crash? Formula 3 driver. Yeah, arm up. That's the winner. Presumably Gilles de Ferran. Or it could have been not just Quick Fit. It was Crooks. I seem to remember Crooks Healthcare was one of the sponsors on the Gilles de Ferran back then. Anyway, let's go. It's a bit blurred, but there you go. That appears to be the winner. Celebrating. Car broken down in front of me, just on the exit of Copse, near to the pit lane exit. Reddish car with marshals going over to help him. And another picture of that same scene. Car that stopped, surrounded by marshals, and you can see they've got some old Land Rover there to help tow it. I don't think it was as dull as that. That's just, as I said, the pictures. See, the quality of the camera, or perhaps they faded after all these years. You know how photos do fade in quality. Anyway, and there you go. That's that set of pictures. So, Silverstone 1992. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.